Howdy, PT37 here, and today I want to review the Colt King Cobra 22 long rifle, 10 shot snake gun. It's all fingerprinted up and dirty, as you can tell, because I've been shooting it a lot. I don't know what year it came out with this, 2022. I don't know, it's been 2020 and 2024, somewhere in there. What is this gun good for? This gun is good for handgun hunters. It's good for people that just enjoy a good plinker, good 22 plinker. It's good for people that have other snake guns, like myself. And it would be a great gun to introduce new people to, because it's so hefty. I mean, it is a hefty gun. Even the 4-inch one would be plenty, but the 6-inch is definitely, 6-inch might actually be too hefty for like younger children or something if you're wanting to get them introduced to it. So how did I end up with this? I ended up with this because, like I said, I got two other snake guns here. Got a 4-inch 2024 Blue Python and then a 6-inch, well, 2020 model, but I got it like 2023 stainless Python. So I had these two, and I would kind of like to collect snake guns. And this one really was not on my radar at all. I was wanting the 357 one, but my local shop called me. I do a lot of business with them, and I really like them. They're friends of mine, and they called me and they said, "Hey, we got a King Cobra 22 long rifle trade-in. We'll sell it to you for $570." I didn't even have to think about it. So I said, "Hang on to it. I will be there today or tomorrow." So long story short, I went and picked it up for $570. Did not, it may have been $575, but did not have to think about that one. It was a absolute no-brainer. It was brand new in the box. Some guy had just got it. He was kind of hard up for money, and he had a few guns he was wanting to get rid of, and they just bought them all, and they decided to pass on the good deal to me. Overall, how did it shoot? I loved it. I mean, when I think of 22s, I think of zero recoil. I think of easy to shoot, accurate. And this thing, man, the action is great. Make sure it's clear. And the action is just smooth. I don't really want to, I think you can dry fire these, but I just don't like dry firing a 22. So, I mean, I just pull it. It's a little bit different than like the Python action, but not, I mean, the feel is overall the same. It's just a lockup is a little bit different, but it locks up a little bit early, whereas the Python locks up like as soon as you pull the trigger all the way to the rear. But anyway, the single action is actually better than my Pythons. Single action is, yeah, not bad. Let me get my trigger gauge. Okay, so I actually got my trigger gauge out. I don't think I've ever checked this one, but I'll double check it's unloaded. Okay, I don't really like to dry fire these, but in a time or two ain't gonna hurt nothing, so if I can get it to work here. There we go. Okay, double action. 8 pounds, 9 ounces. I told you. That was 6 pounds. I may have pulled it a little fast. Let's try it again. 7 pounds, 12 ounces. Oh, there we go. Let's try it again. 8 pounds, 12 ounces. So I want to say, 8-ish pounds, 8 to 9 pound range on the double action. Now let's brace it and try the single action a time or two. 4 pounds, 8 ounces, which seems to be about on par for every newer Colt gun I've had. Oh, that was 3 pounds. I kind of yanked it. Let's try that again. Easy. There you go. Yeah, 4 pounds, 9 ounces. So about 4.5 pounds for the single action trigger pull, and between 8 and 9 for the double action. So recoil. There is no recoil with this gun. I have shot many a 22 handguns Like I got a Glock 44, I got a SP-101 4-inch Ruger, and this is by far, well, I shouldn't say by far, but this is the easiest recoiling of them all. I mean, obviously you got the big old honking barrel, it weighs a ton, so I mean it really doesn't feel like the gun goes off. It just, you pull the trigger and it just pow, and it doesn't hardly even move. So it handles recoil exceptionally well. And as far as accuracy goes, see here, I'll roll in some footage of me shooting this also, but accuracy, so I shot 3 different loads. See here, this is at 25 yards rested. This was some old crap ammo I had laying around, so, but still it's, you know, 2.5 inches give or take, which is still pretty good. And then that's a smoking group. I can't remember what that was. I don't know if that was a Gila or a CCI I had, but that's a smoking group. I mean, that's a sub 2-inch group. Now let me get my calipers here. So let's see here just how small this dude is. Okay, so it's roughly, I mean, it's not going to be exact, but roughly a, see here, 1.372 inch group at 25 yards with a handgun. I mean, that's exceptional. That's exceptional. And then this is another great group too. So, and these were 2 different kinds of ammo, I believe. So as far as accuracy goes, I cannot complain a bit. All these Colts have been exceptionally accurate for me, but really like them as far as accuracy goes. All right, so let's jump into ergonomics. How's it feel? So that is one ding I do have on this gun, is it's got the smaller grip frame. So this is the I don't know what, I can't keep up with the Colt nomenclature for their frame sizes and all that, but this is a smaller frame, so like Python grips will not fit on this. This is King Cobra 38 Cobra specific grips, so they are different, and they are, I have girl hands, I have small hands, so it really doesn't fit my hands bad, but it's just, on this big of a gun, this grip just looks goofy to me. So I would like to eventually get the grip that comes on the 4-inch King Cobra target and stick on here. You can find those for reasonable prices. So I think that's my long-term goal. I'll take that off, but ultimately I wish they would just come with a Python style grip. I don't know why on the 6-inch version, why they don't do that. I think that's kind of a goofy part on Colt. I don't know why they would just stick the regular King Cobra grips on here and just call it good. But anyway, that's probably my only complaint with this thing, is the grips. So, and not that they feel bad. I mean, they feel fine. I would like a full-size target style grip on this full-size target gun. Let's look at competitive options. So some competitive option would be the Ruger SP-101 22. So this is similar in size. You know, it's not their biggest revolver, but it's not their small. It's not like the smallest thing in the world. This is more like a, I don't know, I would really relate it to kind of like a K-frame, Smith & Wesson. You know, a touch smaller, but this is I believe an 8-shot. Okay, so this is an 8-shot, so you're losing 2 rounds as opposed to the King Cobra. But this gun is a lot more handy. You get a little bit more grip options. Just because the SP-101's been out longer. So like this grip, for example, if I could get this kind of grip in this gun, I wouldn't be as upset about it. But Hogue makes more wood grips, but they don't come quite as extended. So you can just see this comes down a little bit further, and it's just a little bit more of what I would consider like a full-size grip. So overall, though, they're both fine guns. The Ruger is definitely a lot more crude. I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just more like utilitarian. So it's not, the edges aren't as rounded off, and the action isn't quite as smooth. It's not bad. It's not bad by no means. I mean, the action is great on this thing. So, but is it as good as a Colt? No. Plain and simple, no. Now, single action, I think it's better on this. But as far as the inner workings of the action overall, I think the Colt is better. Anyway, they're both great guns. So, like I said, this is a 4-inch. I don't know if they make this in a 6-inch. They make the GP100 in a 6-inch 22. But this is a lot cheaper, though. Now, not in my case, because like I said, I got this for $500 some dollars. And these are about the same, give or take, brand new. But anyway, objectively, this is going to be significantly cheaper, I would think. So you might double check and see. I know the King Cobras are a little bit cheaper compared to the rest of them. You can find them for around $800, I think, most of the time as of 2025. But so let's do some close-ups here. So you got your little pony there that looks really nice, or your Colt, and then the cylinder release here looks fine, and you got a big old forcing cone there. Big old honking force cone. Ain't gonna wear that dude out. Got some nice knurling on your ejector rod. And then one thing unique on the King Cobras is they got 4 slats on the 6-inch model. So, for example, my Python, it's only got 3 slats. Personally, I prefer to look at the Python like the fewer slats and the vent rib over this. I don't think this looks bad by no means, but I just prefer to look at the Python. And then you got a nice crown muzzle. Now mine is dirty, so I don't mind that. And then you got a good fiber optic sight up front here. Got a good fiber optic sight. And then an adjustable rear. Now the rear sight has been a point of contention on a lot of Colt revolvers, and especially as of late. And I don't know if you can tell, this is a little wiggly. So I need to tighten that little tension screw down, and hopefully that'll help. But if not, then like on the 6-inch, Colt has updated the rear sights since I bought this. The rear sight was absolutely atrocious on it. It was terrible. So I replaced it with a Wilson Combat rear sight. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this should work on the King Cobra series. So I really like the Wilson Combat sight. Now, am I going to put it on every gun? No. I mean, if I have issues with this one, I'll replace it out. But on my Blue Python here, this one seems to be pretty solid. So far, I've not had any issues with this one. But that is subject to change. So we shall see there. So would I buy this again? In my instance, yes. Because my thought process with this is that I don't have many 22 long rifle handguns. Wanted a plinker. And then also, like I said, I wanted another snake gun for my collection. So now I got a stainless, a blued, and a King Cobra. So now I have 3 snakes in my collection. And then this is also, like I said, a great handgun to introduce others to. So like my kids, they'll be able to take this out and shoot it when they get a little bit older. And it'll be great for that. Or anybody that's recoil sensitive, they can take this and feel like they're shooting a real gun, because it is a real gun. But they don't have the recoil of the report that, say a 357 would or something similar. So overall, I would buy it again for sure. And like I said, the MSRP on these is a little high, but the real world prices as of 2025 are around $800 brand new. So it's not a whole lot more than an SP101, and it's about the same, if not maybe just a little bit more than a Smith & Wesson. So like I said, the Ruger, you can get a little bit slimmer, trimmer option. So like this is significantly less weight if you want something to tote around in the woods with you, or just strap on you when you go riding around on a 4-wheeler, side-by-side, something there to like. This would probably be the better choice just because it's lighter weight and a little bit more handy. But if you just want to, you could also get the 4-inch King Cobra. The SP101 is probably still going to be lighter weight. Overall, really like this gun. It's a dandy. Now, it does get dirty fast. Shooting 22, I did notice after, I shot several cylinders. Trigger did start to get a little stiff on me. But it was just being dirty. It wasn't no problem with the gun. It just needed cleaned up a little bit. Gave it a little wipe down, and it was good to go. Anyway, if you like this review, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for review on these two guys coming up, and then I got some other stuff in the works. So thanks for watching. Let's do single action this time. Get a little dirty.